Good morning. It's Vijay here. Today is Monday, 3rd March 2025. Welcome to yet another episode of Pre-Market Commentary. It's slightly late in the morning, too many things, but it will be an interesting morning and an interesting day according to me, and probably a very, very interesting month. I don't think one should really worry if you're having a long-term opinion. Please note, I'm not a SEBI registered advisor, and whatever I say here is dependent wholly on my understanding of the markets. So let's start off with this about over the weekend, while some of us rejoiced in India winning against New Zealand, but most market men were worried that whether we'll have a downward gap because of and some people even talked of a lower circuit because of the case against SEBI and BSE officials, which was lodged on Saturday and which made heavy headlines. As Donald Trump always talks of fake news, where the media or let's say anybody, commentators talking about something which is not true, I think now that fake news has attacked us also, where everybody is talking about the FIR and nobody has, or very few have bothered to find out what the FIR is all about, who has filed the FIR, and what are the circumstances under which FIR has been filed. So I'm trying to bring out some facts. So later in the program, but quickly let me run through what happened. What are the cues this morning? I don't want to remind that Nifty declined for an 8th consecutive session, and Nifty mid cap and small cap came down for the 5th consecutive session. IT, which is my bugbear, lost was the top sectoral loser. Auto declined for 2nd consecutive session. FMCG declined for 2nd consecutive session. Energy declined for 5th consecutive session. Nifty Realty declined for the 5th consecutive session. So it's grim news, but maybe there is a hope in all this grim news, is what we thought on Friday evening before we got the bombshell on Saturday as far as the court case is concerned. So what happened to Dow Jones? Dow Jones was down for most part of the day. And suddenly in the last 1 hour, it shot up 600 or 700 points from the day's low, but 600 points positive it has closed. Nvidia, Goldman Sachs, and both banking and tech led the rally. S&P and Nasdaq both went up 1.6%, which will make the bears here happy because they'll say, okay, more money will go into US, so less money here, which means more of selling in Indian markets, which was also very surprising on Friday. With though the MSCI rebalancing was there, yet the FI figure showed negative 8,500 crores. Normally, it should have shown positive 8,000 and odd crores because of the passive funds buying. So I don't know how to read that figure. It looks like as if FI has sold 17,000 crores. So that is as far as our Friday closing was concerned. US dollar is slightly higher. Gold is now slightly rebounding. It had fallen 3% in the week, but slightly rebounding. Same thing with the crude, which declined 2.5% in a week. Now it has rebounded. Bitcoin declined 10.6% during the week, but it rebounded very sharply when President Trump said he will set up a crypto strategic fund. Please note, his best friend Elon Musk owns huge amount of the Bitcoin in Tesla's name. So how did we perform? We performed the worst. Of course, Nikkei performed worse than us at 4.2%. We came down close to 3%. DAX closed 1% up. Dow Jones Dow Jones had a very, let's say, volatile ride, but closed better. Nasdaq, of course, closed lower than us. Oh, there was Kospi closed lower, Nasdaq closed lower, Nikkei closed lower than us. So I think, okay, we are not that bad. Initially I thought we are the worst. We are not. But overall, we are really in the pits. So if you look at March seasonality, the 10-year average says March generally comes down. If you take March 2020 was the worst, and it is positive 7 out of 10 years. So we don't know whether this year will be positive or negative, because you see, we've already had 5 months of downward trend. People are looking at 6th month, and then it will become unprecedented. We will have to go back in history to find out when markets fell six consecutive times. Sectoral indices, if you look, IT has been down 20%, mostly 8 and odd percent last week. So that was one which was holding up. That's down. Realty has been very badly hit because cash flow in the system is low. Metal has generally been bad, but I think it is recovering slowly. Auto, of course, everybody loves to hate that. 26% down. FMCG, I think, deserves a 24%, if not more. Bank has been the strongest, 11%. And pharma, which was strong, has been 17%. I believe strongly, we hold banks and pharma, that banks and pharma will do well in the coming future, will lead whatever rally we are going to see later in the year. So this is fake news. What is this fake news? So yesterday, it was all over town that ex-SEBI boss Madhavi Butch under scanner as court orders FIR in alleged market fraud case. So what did the court say? The court observed there is some regulatory lapses and collusion while directing the FIR, and they talked of BSE listed CALS refineries. This is concerning CALS refineries, which was listed in 1994 when even NSE was not there. So we are talking of something where, it is a 21-year-old case filed by so-called journalist. We'll find out who this journalist is. So I don't see how the SEBI chairperson, if the case has to be filed, it has to be filed against the current SEBI chairperson. It cannot, who is not, Madhuri is not the current chairperson. So I don't understand how the court has gone about doing this, but just let's have a look at the history of this person who has filed cases. Before that, SEBI came out and clarified that it is a 1994 case, and so they will take it to the higher authorities. So this guy, he files PILs regularly, and then he says he belongs to a news organization that doesn't exist, and then this has been dismissed. One PIL in 2019 has been dismissed. Then we look at another one, which is in 2016. This guy had filed a PIL against Securities and Exchange Board of India. Again, that has, in the order it mentions, yet another frivolous petition. And so they have dismissed with putting a cost of 25,000 on this petitioner. And then you look at another case, which was against this is Sapan Srivatsava, that is who claims he's a journalist. This is another case which was filed in 2018. This was filed against some SEBI observation, and so that also has been dismissed. And then we had another case where the petitioner had filed again a frivolous case. They fined the petitioner 5 lakhs and ordered FIR against him for extortion. And recently, that was the case of where the resident Sapan Srivatsava had claimed that ICSE and around 2,200 schools affiliated to the board were illegal as they were not approved by the HRD. So this is the history of this Sapan Srivatsava. Probably is looking at sapnes and thinking, "Mera sapna aaj pura ho jayega," ki somehow I will claim money. But the courts have been very strict, and I'm sure that this case too will die. And so I don't see any reason why the market should react negatively to this. If the market react negatively to this could be a buying opportunity for people who are sharp-eyed. It doesn't mean that you go and buy everything and anything. But what I'm saying is, if after all this information which I have provided, if the market opens down and if somebody gives you a reason that it is because of the SEBI FIR, then they have to get their minds checked, because that means they are not checking the facts, and the facts are very clearly put here. So therefore, I don't think one should go negative into the market. There could be other reasons why market can come down. FIs can sell, government may do nothing, or government may give negative statements. So all that may bring down the market. But to think that it will fall down because of this, I think that may not be the correct interpretation. So whatever you do today, I hope it is successful. Thank you for joining me.